Hey everybody, Jay here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the best fuel for your two-stroke motor, whether that's a chainsaw, weed whacker, leaf blower, whatever it is. If it's a two-stroke, we're going to talk about fuel ratios, the best type of fuel, the best mixture, XYZ. We're going to talk about all that stuff today on the homestead. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get right to it. All right, so let's dive right into it. Two strokes, like I said, whether it's a chainsaw, it's a leaf blower, a string trimmer, whatever it may be, it runs on a gas and oil mix. For all you guys, maybe somebody is just getting into equipment, they don't know. I'm just going to cover the real basics real quick, and then we'll get into the specifics of what I do here on the homestead. Anyways, there's a ratio between the fuel and the oil. You often hear 32 to 1, 50 to 1, 60 to 1, whatever it may be. All that ratio is the amount of ounces of oil for ounces of gas. So 1 gallon of gas is 128 fluid ounces. If you mix, If you mix 2.6 ounces of oil to 128 ounces of gas, or 1 gallon of gas, that's going to give you a 50 to 1 ratio if you do the math. So it's how many parts of oil per gas. Anyways, a little disclaimer here. Read your owner's manual, do your own independent research. Some saws and blowers and string trimmers run different ratios. This is just what I use. So if you blow up your own machine because you use the ratio I use on my chainsaw that you used on your equipment, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Check, obviously, your owner's manual. But anyways, fuel. There's a couple options you can do for a chainsaw. What you can do is you can buy one of these. This is like True Fuel, or Echo makes the Red Armor series. These are your gallons you can get at like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. These are super expensive, but the benefit they have is it's non-ethanol fuel. Now, ethanol fuel, and hopefully I can find an old clip, ethanol fuel, like pump fuel, regular 10% ethanol you see at the gas station that you fill your cars up with. Ethanol is an alcohol. Alcohol dries out rubber. Inside these chainsaw carburetors, and hopefully I can attach a clip or a little video here, there's rubber diaphragms. Over time, that ethanol fuel is going to dry out that rubber diaphragm, then you're going to have running issues and you're going to have to rebuild the carb. I did that, and I'll put a link to that video here. You can check out how the inner diameter of a chainsaw carburetor work, and I'll put that link here. But anyways, what you need to run in your equipment, like my Echo here, this is my 590, this is the newest saw I just got on the homestead. I run non-ethanol fuel, 91 octane, they call it MoGas. Now, I will put a link in the description of everywhere you can get non-ethanol fuel in the United States. There's a website that I just found out a couple days ago, and I ran out and got it. I got it from a gas station down in Hampton, New Hampshire. We were actually down on the seacoast, so I brought a couple cans with me, and I got 91 octane non-ethanol fuel, and I personally run the Echo Power Blend, these little bottles here, or you can get it in the big jugs here. Again, this isn't sponsored by Echo. This is all my own money. This is all my own doing. It's worked for me. The saws have run great. So what I run in all my two strokes is I run a gallon of non-ethanol fuel. Again, not necessarily this brand, but like I said, I picked up fuel from that gas station. You want to run non-ethanol 91 octane with whatever your oil additive of choosing is. I know Steel makes oil, Husqvarna makes oil, this is Echo's oil. Again, not the end of the world, whatever oil is oil. We're talking about the ratios here. So in the back of the can here, it says 2.6 ounces for every gallon of gas is a 51 ratio. Like I said in the beginning, me personally, I run 3 ounces, 3.1 ounces per gallon. It gives you a little bit extra lubrication. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to hurt anything. Remember this saying, if you take anything out of this video, spark plugs are cheaper than pistons. So I would rather foul out a spark plug than have to rebuild a motor because I ran it too thin on oil. So again, these bottles are cool because it has the measurements on the sides. You just squeeze the oil up to whatever ratio you want to do. It has 2.6 and 3.2 ounces. Generally, like I said, I run 3.1, 3.2 ounces to a gallon. It's going to give you more of a concentration of oil. There's going to be more oil in the carburetor circling through the fuel. It's going to smoke a little bit more. Again, not the end of the world. So these oil additives I get from Echo. I run my CS490. We've cut an absolute boatload of firewood for those of you who subscribe to the channel, we cut a ton of firewood here on the homestead. So I've used a bunch of these, and the saw's still running today, you know, 5 years later, cutting firewood. Also, what you can do, again, it's more expensive. You can get something like this, an AMSOIL product, a Dominator. I actually run this oil in my 2-stroke dirt bike. I have an RM 250 2-stroke, so I run a 32-to-1 ratio in that, which is 4.3 ounces. I think I run 5 ounces to a gallon in there, so obviously it's heavier than the chainsaw here, but there's all types of options again. But the main purpose of this video is run ethanol-free fuel in your equipment. It will save you longevity, it will save you aggravation. Again, check the link below in the description to find out where you can get gas stations that sell it at the actual pump. It's $5 a gallon, which beats, I think this is $40 a gallon. The can works great. I reused the can, but again, I mix my own. The best ratio I've come up with is, again, 3.2 ounces per gallon. That's a little bit thicker ratio than 50-to-1. There's more oil than your standard. Standard, again, is 2.6 ounces to a gallon. I run 3.2, so it's 0.6 ounces over what you're supposed to do. Again, I like a little bit fatter, call it a fatter mixture. I like a little bit fatter of a fuel mixture, and extra lubrication. It just works. Again, it's not a big deal. You're not hurting anything by running more oil. Better run more oil than less, that's for sure. Some guys run a real thin mixture, and it gets the sauce to rev out like crazy. You don't want to do that. If you want your saw to last, run a thicker oil. Again, 3.2 ounces per gallon. Read your owner's manual on your saw. It could vary, but I run 3.2 ounces per gallon non-ethanol 91 octane fuel in all my chainsaws, and it seems to run perfect. It's lots of oil and gas, like I said. I know I'm kind of going in circles here, but a subscriber asked me to make this video. As you can see, we cut a ton of firewood here, so that's just the ratios I use. Again, it's totally up to you what you want to do. You can buy the pre-bought fuel. If you don't cut a lot of firewood, maybe a can like this will last you a season. I don't know. But me, we cut big logs, we cut a lot of firewood, we're trying to get ahead a couple years. I go through a fair amount of fuel. So anyways, my name's Jay. I hope you guys learned something. Moral of the story is make sure you run a fat mixture. Sorry about there, the camera shut off. But anyways, just to wrap up, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Again, what I do personally, I mix my own 91 octane non-ethanol fuel with 3.2 ounces of oil per gallon. Gives me a fat ratio, and I've never had an issue. So anyways, let me know what you guys run, how you mix it, what you think, what's worked for you, what's not worked for you. Again, this has worked for me over the course of my life. I've always mixed everything fatter than it needs to be, especially, like I said, I run the AMSOIL on the dirt bike. That's got the original top end on it. It's 2006. So what does it tell you? So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below on what fuel you use, ethanol free, non-ethanol. Can you get it? Can you find it in your area? I'll post that link down below. If I don't, somebody remind me if I don't post it, but I will. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, we will see you in the next video.